while writing my book, I thought about this question that Fire Sword Ninja asked me, and it was about getting faster results. And I want to address it real quick because I thought about the way I answered it, and I realized I really didn't understand the question, but it did come to me Monday actually, and he asked me if during the hiatus or after the hiatus, and I took a break, did I get faster results? And my reply to him was no. And I referenced my Grow Tall journey in May 2013 and fall 2012, where that's when I really had fast results. But since all the while during the hiatus, I only grew about an eighth of an inch. And after, and so that was my reply. And so after the weekend, during the weekend I was working on my book, and then come Monday, I was thinking about some things, and there was some, I was thinking of things in relation to my book, and then it hit me about his comment. I said, "Oh, now I know what he was asking." His point was about sensitivity to efforts, sensitivity to grow tall efforts. Did I experience increased sensitivity to grow tall efforts after the hiatus? And was the increased sensitivity related to my break? I get it now. So I apologize, Fire Sword Ninja. Like was mentioned in the last video, it was the middle of the work week, and man, I just be going, and sometimes my mind is not in the best state to understand certain things and to talk about certain things. I'll be in a different mode. And so, yeah, after my head cleared over the weekend, I could really understand what you're asking. So, let me address this question again. Yes, I would say that it did appear that during that hiatus, I did have my body did exhibit. It seemed to exhibit an increased sensitivity to grow tall efforts. Okay. There did appear to be some sort of heightened sensitivity. Now, while I wasn't piling on the height increases, one after the other like I was in the earlier days, and that's because I wasn't focused on a grow tall routine, only getting about a little over an eighth of an inch in height increases during the hiatus, because I really wasn't focused on doing that stuff. So though I wasn't piling on height increases one after the other, the other, yes, I did have, seemingly, there did appear to be some sort of heightened sensitivity to grow tall efforts that I was experiencing. And these are this type of subject matter is something that I've been wanting to talk to y'all about, but it turns out the best way to talk about it is to just put it all in a book. Put it all in a book. And then deliver it, and I'm done with it. And then after that, I can always elaborate on what's in the book. But I just think it's a good way to help people. It's like if I just see somebody, there's a random person who wants to grow taller, I can say, hey, I know something that can help you with that. Boom, here's a book. You need to check that out. It's way better. And I can just make content that elaborates on that. But yeah, man. Fire Sword Ninja, and to everybody else, I apologize for that, not giving the best answer. But yeah, I did have heightened sensitivity, and I do want to talk about that. And it's because of this heightened sensitivity. Well, and let's say before I was logging those height increases, yeah, I did experiment with reset protocols. And that's what I want to talk about in my book, protocols to reset the body. Yeah, protocols to reset the body, and then have an increased sensitivity to whatever you're doing, nutrition-wise and exercise-wise, which is something I want to mention as well. My sensitivity to my sensitivity was affected. It seems it was affected not only by exercise but also nutrition. During the hiatus, there was a time where I saw 2 height increases back to back. I got a height increase one day, and then the next day, got another one. And I think they were 0.5 millimeter each, if I remember correctly. And it was like, boom, boom. I said, what? What? And it was interesting what happened on both of those days. What I actually had done. Interesting things. As I remember, there was a certain nutritional protocol that I did on both of those days. Prior to the height increase. I did something one day, boom, had a height increase the next. Did the same thing, boom, had another height increase. As I remembered, I did the same things back to back, and hopefully my memory isn't wrong, because during the hiatus, I wasn't being a nerd about about a lot of things. I wasn't being a nerd about it. I wasn't documenting. I was chilled out. There was a period of time where I didn't even have my statiometer up. I had it put away. So I really wasn't worried about it. So yeah, I do look forward to talking about that in the book, a protocol for reset, so that there is increased sensitivity in your biology to whatever it is you're doing. And I do believe I got some cool information to share with you on that topic. Now, I would love to have the book completed before summer begins. I already know when summer begins. Summer begins on Thursday, June 20th at 3:50 something p.m. Central Standard Time. And when the clock strikes summer, I would love to have the book available to you, and I'm going for my summer growth spurt. That summer growth spurt I never had. Oh yes, I want something crazy this time. I want something spectacular, and that's just me talking. And we have to see what transpires. But I'm trying to do things so that I'm trying to facilitate that happening. And we'll see. We'll see. Um, it's it's a challenge here. It's a challenge, but this is what I really want, and I look forward to telling y'all honestly some wonderful things in terms of uh, different experiments that I've done, and just different responses from those experiments. And yeah, I like to talk about the height increases that were back to back and what I did. I'm really uh, I really do want to talk about all these things. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. And as far as any any of the rest of you, if y'all make comments sometimes, and my answer might, I don't know, my answer might be off sometimes. Uh, it could be because, hey, I may not be in the right headspace. If I'm busy, it's the middle of a work week or something, or all this different stuff. Hey, look, let me tell you something about me. I am not a multitasker. That is not me. I am a person who hones in on stuff, and I focus it. And when I'm engaged in something, hey, that's how I am. And all this stuff to the periphery of me, all this peripheral vision, ah man, that ain't my strong suit. I am not a multitasker. So yeah, and hey, maybe at some point I can improve on that, but that ain't my focus right now. That ain't my focus. All right, that's that, and I do want to apologize again. I don't know if I already said it or not, but I apologize for the sound quality. I know it's trash, but hey, finally, let me say this. Let me say this. Please understand, this channel is basically in construction. It's a construction project. So just understand that things are going to get messy. And if the messiness of this channel uh, is not something that is tolerable to you, well, I suggest that you not come here for a while and maybe come back when everything is more polished. But the way I see it is as if there's a city, there's a big city, and on this road, in this subdivision here, on the street that's this channel, it's dirt piles everywhere. It's tractors going, and it's a mess, diversion of traffic. It's construction workers redirecting things, and things are slowed up here, and everything is all twisty and turvy, and yeah, that's what this channel is. Okay? So some of the dirt from the construction site is all up in the street and everything, and so you're getting mud on your tires a little bit. That is this channel. But hey, that's how construction projects are a lot of times, and it's when you go along that path, there may be inconveniences, but hey, at the end of the day, it's like you might blink one day and everything's perfect. You blink and it's like, oh, dang. Sometimes you go through a street and you miss one weekend of going on that street, and it seems like the very next weekend you go, you see a big old skyscraper. I mean, that's how it seems. I mean, I've gone through that living in Houston, and man, it's like, hey, I was just over here. Now I see this big, gigantic building. What the world happened? It's like, what? And yeah, so that's how that's how this channel is. I just want people to be aware of it, and if you can't handle me having high hopes, because if I have high hopes about what's possible with me, even if I have high hopes about what's possible with you, that may be something that you can't handle. Because what if things flop? Well, that's life. That's life. And so maybe hearing my high hopes is not something that you should hear. But I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to communicate it, because that's how people move forward. That's life. There are people out there who live in this world. They have high hopes. They have these crazy dreams, and then they go for it. Because the crazy dreams, that's what inspire them to move forward. And at the end of the day, they end up accomplishing more than if they did nothing at all. And sometimes, every now and then, they actually hit their target. They actually hit it. And so that's how life is. And I do think society in general, for a while, society tends to put down those type of people, and they tend to marginalize those type of people. But the world needs those type of people. Just like the world needs people who may be more inclined toward negative thinking. and that's fine too. I read a book on business before, and it was saying that when there's a board meeting, and everyone is in the brainstorming phase, the creation phase, and making the vision and everything, the book said that may be the time for the negative people to leave the room. They may need to leave the room while that messy stage is going on. However, when it comes time to making the vision happen, and basically trying to protect the vision, I hope I'm remembering it right, but basically protecting the plans from anything that can go wrong, then that's when the negative people need to get back in the room. Because them negative people, they gonna think about everything that could go wrong. And a lot of them, people who are negatively inclined, they are good planners as well. They can plan out everything, and they don't understand why people like myself don't plan better. they don't get it. They don't understand it. But we're different people in the world. We all need the different types of people. So that's just something I just think need to be understood. Because I've heard different things, and I know really what it is. It's just different personalities, and we all need each other. The negative people, y'all need some of us crazy folk to have these crazy visions, and then we need y'all to be around to to be like, okay, if you're gonna do this, you need to look out for this, you need to look out for that, you need to look out for this, you need to look out for that, and then that can make the vision more solid and increase the probability of success. So it's like there's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody, and yeah, that book was telling me that when that happens, when negative people and the other, we'll say the crazy folk, when they all get together and they do things in the right way, man, the plan is solid, and the team really end up doing insane stuff. Because you have these crazy dreams, and then you got the these negative folk who can add realism to the dream. They yeah, it's I may not be describing it the best way, but I'm just telling you that's how life is. But I'm just saying, if you can't handle the roller coaster, emotional roller coaster, hey, this may not be the place for you, because it could be traumatic. I learned that. I learned it in the it was a book I came across just a few years. It was during my hiatus, actually. And in that book, it talked about certain personality types, and if they have relationships with another personality type that's the opposite, but it's like they could be the worst combination, but at the same time, it could be the best combination. But if they're along a path together, it could be traumatic for one of them. And we know who. It's the one who's more geared toward the negative. It could be traumatic. It could be traumatic. Hey, but that's life. That's life. But the other one, it ain't traumatic. It's just, and there's a name for it. I won't get into the names of the different personality types, but yeah, that's just life. Like, I could tell you a crazy goal. I could say, man, this summer I want a 5-inch growth spurt. I want 5 inches. Now, mind you, I'm telling you that, and I know what I've posted on my. I'm looking at my closet door. I got a piece of paper that I've taped up there. I look at my restroom door. I got a piece of paper that's taped up there, and it got my to-dos. And then right where I keep all my supplements, I got a piece of paper taped there on what to do. Boom, boom, boom. And then I got a little card that I wrote what to take in when I'm at work. And I got some supplements, a couple of supplements. I leave them at work. And then I got those same supplements at home. So like this, like I've planned this out, and I know what all these supplements are. So I know that, man, if my time is right and everything, yeah, I believe I could do something crazy in terms of results. I really believe it. Just yesterday, I was watching a video about a guy who had a 7-inch growth spurt over the summer. And I was like, okay, now how do I do that? Okay, that's half an inch a week. Half an inch a week. Well, technically, I've gotten a fourth of an inch in a week. I typically be saying, I typically talk about 3 millimeters a week. Like, that's max. That's like top. That's like top level height increases when you're getting an eighth of an inch a week. But truth be told, there was one week where I got at least a fourth of an inch, and I knew I could have did better. And back then, I didn't even know what I know now. I didn't know to chase weight gain. I didn't know to do all this other stuff. I wasn't aware of the reset stuff. And so if I was doing half an inch, if I actually did a fourth of an inch back then, a fourth of an inch back then, with all the things I didn't know. If I have the same biology, I might be able to pull off half an inch in a week. I might be able to pull that off. And boy, if I kept that up, that'd be 2 inches a month. Man, that'd be just like middle school. That'd be just like middle school. And if I add some other elements, shoot, maybe I could give me a 7-inch growth spurt. But I'll take a 6-inch. But yeah, 6-inch, 7-inch growth spurt during the summer. Oh man, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. And but yeah, why don't I just? What if I made a goal of 5 inches, just 5 inches? 5, 9.5. That'll be okay. 10.5, 11.5, 6 feet, 1.5, 2.5. So I'll be 6'2.5", 6'2.5" in the morning, and so I might, I don't know, maybe 6'1" in the evening. Oh man, that'll be crazy, man. And so, hey, that's one of the ways I ruminate. Okay, and I'm doing the math, but I'm also aware that there is the unknown. There are things that I'm unaware of. I also know that I'm 10 years older. I also know sleep has been a challenge, but I think I got some hacks to fix the sleep. Oh, and also in my book, oh man, y'all, it looked like I found the milk hack. I know milk is a problem. Some of y'all probably be pooping like crazy, can't get off the toilet when you're drinking milk. Some of you may even have bloody stools. There's a certain thing called ulcerative colitis. And milk really messes with that. And a large percentage of the population actually have that. They call it, they may call it milk allergy. Some may call it lactose intolerance. But there's actually a difference between lactose intolerance and milk allergy. Also, there's a thing called ulcerative colitis, and in my from my vantage point, the lines are kind of blurry between ulcerative colitis and milk allergy. But with all of these things, ulcerative colitis, milk allergy, and lactose intolerance, they seem to increase in incidence as people get older. There's a higher percentage among the population, those having those issues, as the age increases. And so this is a concept as well that I do address in a book, and that I've been experimenting with it. I've been, and in my thinking, there's this whole concept of milk metabolism. No one talks about that. We talk about mineral metabolism. We talk about protein metabolism. But in my opinion, I believe that it may very well be that the essence of growth is in milk metabolism. Milk metabolism, because that is the elixir of growth. That is nature's growth elixir. And so it's interesting how, as we grow older, all across the population, people seem to get a resistance to milk. And quite naturally, I mean, it would seem to make sense because they are past the age of growth. So what do we do? What do we do about milk metabolism? You know, that is something. That is a word. And we have to understand that this grow tall space, it's a different space. You have bodybuilding spaces, you have other spaces, whatever. But this grow tall stuff, this is a different space, and we need to have our own language. Milk metabolism is a thing. And I'm calling it. No one talks about it, but that's a thing. How the body metabolizes milk. It's not just about metabolizing minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, fats. No. Milk. How does the body metabolize milk? Obviously, there's a lot more that can be said about this, but that's one of the things that I've been experimenting with. Literally metabolizing milk, because, oh man, milk has been an issue, and that's actually been a subject of a lot of my experiments. Man, how can I take milk? Because, man, let me tell you, my body has been resistant as all get out. My body has been extremely resistant to milk. But honestly, through prayer and experimentation, and God has been kind and beautiful and wonderful, and He's been teaching me. I'm keeping it real. God has been teaching me. Man, it feels like a dream. It literally feels like a dream. How well my body has metabolized milk over the last, I'll just say, period of time. Okay, I'm not giving you the time frame, but it has been a dream. And I've been testing it. And then it's like I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Yes, I thanked Jehovah several times for teaching me. There was one day I asked him, what can I do about this matter? Like what? I asked him. And by the way, in the book, I'm gonna uh, show you some things that I've learned about how to ask God for stuff. Yeah. But anyway, I asked him, and as far as I'm concerned, he opened my eyes to some things quite quickly. As a matter of fact, it was quick. And I tried it, I implemented it, and wow. And so when I factor that in, like, my body is actually accepting milk without the issues, the issues that used to exist. And it's not anything I've told y'all before. This is new. Because in that write-up that I did 2 years ago, I talked about certain things you can do to help with digesting milk. Y'all, I'm telling you, this here, I'm careful about saying it's better, uh, only because I just feel like I have to, but I probably can say it's better. Um, I think about other elements, other companies. I'm not trying to mess with anybody's turf, okay? So, if there are companies or groups of companies that produce certain types of products, I don't want to say that I found something better than that. Because when you do that, oh, you messing with somebody's turf. You understand? Hey, that's how the world works. You may not understand it. You may think I'm being ridiculous. But if you think I'm being ridiculous, please keep in mind that there's a big multi-billion-dollar company where very recently 2 whistleblowers have been murdered and no one's doing anything about it. No one seems to be doing anything about it. That is the world in which we live. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I can only say, come Lord Jesus, please. Come Lord Jesus. And don't let me die with the wicked ones. I don't want to be raked up in the same boat. I don't want to be in the same boat with all these wicked people. So Jehovah, what do I need to do to stand out from them? Because I don't want to be a part of that. Don't kill me. When you decide to do what you do and cleanse the earth of wickedness, please don't kill me with that type of wickedness. So what is it that I do right now that you would have to kill me? Well, you have to throw me in that boat, and please, whatever it is, let me stop. Because this world is disgusting to me. It's truly disgusting. But anyway, that's why I feel limited in what I can say, but at the same time, I feel like I can't be too worried because, like I already said in this video, I can't really multitask. I can't really do that. And so when I'm writing a book, as I'm writing, I don't even care. I just be saying what I need to say. And then what I'm not looking forward to is going back and editing it to make sure I'm not stepping on any multi-billion-dollar toes or multi-million-dollar toes. I mean, it's crazy out here. For instance, you can have multi-millionaires, but if they want to kill somebody, it don't even cost millions to do it. There's people out here who will kill just for a few $1,000s. So, and they can know. And see, a lot of people don't even understand how the game works. You could have a corporate millionaire or a corporate billionaire, but if they want to kill somebody, all they got to do is use a street gangster. But the street gangs are networked. People don't understand how easy this stuff is. This stuff is easy, man. It's it's easy for evil to go down. And see, but I realize that's why that's why I'm all on this spiritual tip. That's why I be talking about Jehovah, Jesus Christ, all this stuff. That's why I do that, because I know how bad it is. I know how wicked it is. I think a lot of viewers of this channel, they really don't realize the world we in. They don't get it. They don't get it, and so they may not care that much. They may not care, but when you understand how bad it is, when you really know how these things work, you know you need help. You know you need some fortifications. You know you need a team. You know you need alliances. You need alliances. You need to be with somebody. Yeah. You need to be on somebody's team. You need to have some backup. And so my backup is God, Jesus, and the mighty angels. That's what I view as my backup. Also law enforcement. The scriptures do encourage us to use law enforcement, but it also encourages us to be wise, sound in mind. And it is true, law enforcement can be corrupt, but there are some good people in law enforcement. But anyway, yeah, it's a wicked world, man. It's amazing. A person, a multi-billionaire, could be going through a challenge that could cost him billions of dollars, but to eliminate the problem that a billionaire could be going through could be a multi-billion-dollar problem. But to get rid of the problem only costs $50,000. $50,000, and it can look like a robbery. It can look like a robbery on the street. And there can be several degrees of separation. I'm speaking realities. I'm speaking realities. You know, the Cash App guy, he died on the street, like in front of a Whole Foods or something. The founder of Cash App, and people think that's random. People think it's random, but they don't know what was going on before that. And if someone is trying to get rid of a person, it's ways to do that. But see, You're not gonna know that if you're not looking at some of these news outlets. I've looked at over the years, and a lot of them have been cleaned off of YouTube. There was a whole lot of channels on YouTube that explain how the game worked and everything, and boy, but it was a clean sweep of that a few years ago, and so now you got to go on BitChute, and it looks like BitChute has been cleaned of a lot of stuff as well. But it's BitChute, Odyssey, Rumble, and whatever else. Yeah, it's a tough world. So I guess I'm telling you all of this, uh, so you can understand why I may not speak as freely, and in my book I will try to speak as freely as I can. But I do think I need to be wise. I need to be careful. So I need to go back over it, and hopefully I'm careful enough. But um, I'm at a point, y'all. It's like, look, when I publish that book, y'all get all y'all can get out of it, cause at the end of the day, I just want to live my best life possible, and I feel like I can't be worried about every little thing. I can't be worried about every little thing, but it is what it is. Yeah. I even thought about self-publishing and putting it on Amazon. Uh, but that may not be smart. Not only on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, just everywhere where you can get a book. There's a company that can blast the book out like all over the place. And it would still be my intent to give it to y'all free, but you know, it would be at a cost on those other platforms. But the cool thing is, if you wanted a hard copy of the book, you could just buy it from, Barnes and Noble, Amazon, or wherever else, Google Books, and you'll be able to have a hard copy of the book in your hand. And so yeah, it's like I told y'all. If I'm doing something that I consider dangerous, I gotta attach a spiritual element to it, so at least I get a blessing. Yeah, so at least I get a blessing from it. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about how to get closer to God, how to talk to Him actually about your grow tall challenges, and how to approach Him in such a way where God will literally be inclined to answer your grow tall questions. Yeah, God is that cool. Just know, He that cool.